Anyway, so I said yesterday about this group that pressured payment processors like banks to then pressure Steam and itch.io to remove explicit games from their service. Steam being the massively dominant way to purchase computer games. Also itch.io for that, and like browser games and stuff. So the payment processors made like Steam remove games that they didn't like that were like very explicit for reasons they declared, which was like that games that portrayed like incest and stuff like that. And as I said yesterday, I wasn't trying to play any of those games that they were demanding get removed. But and like it's probably a good thing to like, have some checks and balances on like the Steam marketplace of like what is and is not allowed to just kind of be shown on their services like that. But it's definitely not like the payment processor's job to decide that. Like it's so weird that they would get involved, and apparently the reason for it was because of this group pressuring them. Would you give me WiLLo? Fascism ruled by dictator, oligarchy government by wealthy few, theocracy ruled by religion, kakistocracy government by least qualified. America has produced the most unique system of government, theofascialicocracy. Because it's a combination of those things. God damn. Okay. So somehow this Australian activist group is behind these changes that the fucking payment processors pushed to those game distribution services. You do that for Nintendo eSlop. You don't like hentai golf on the Nintendo Switch. It's only rated T for teen. Collective Shout, Australian activist group, founded in 2009, described itself as a grassroots movement challenging the objectification of women was a hyperlink, and it just pulled that up. And the sexualization of girls in media, advertising, and popular culture. Some news and advocacy organizations consider their agenda to be anti-porn. What's important to keep in mind with groups like this is that intent is irrelevant when there's like sweeping changes that like are like removing personal rights that like don't actually harm anyone else. Because groups like this will hit you with their intent, their claimed intent, which is always something that sounds really good. They probably say it somewhere on here. According to Collective Shout, its foundation was in response to growing concern about the sexualization of children. That's a good cause. That's something that's probably important to be keeping in mind. However, their actual implementation of that idea has just resulted in some of the stupidest shit that's just like clearly like shaming free women and like sex workers and just like limiting people's rights and stuff like that. Anti-puzzles and stuff shit. They've protested the release of films, books, and music within Australia. They claim sexualized women as well as sales of child sex dolls. All right, well, that should probably be limited in a sense. Hopefully in the way of like stores not actually providing them or being. The group rose to prominence after lobbying for the digital distribution platform Steam and itch.io to remove hundreds of video games they said featured those themes. Collective Shout's campaign against violent adult games in collaboration with payment processors has raised concerns about financial censorship, potential future censorship of non-sexual LGBTQ plus topics, and creative freedom. Some non-violent content was affected and de-indexed from itch.io. So they bring that up just right at the front there about the current issue under the guise of protecting children. Yeah, it's always all these fucking groups are like trying to protect children that never seems to involve personal responsibility for parenting your children, because that's the real answer is parenting, and just using the available locks on like iPads and stuff to limit certain apps and access to things, and just and watch your kids. But they're just taking things away that they don't like. And I hate that shit because it's not a fucking children's society that we're living in. Like you don't have to pander to children when the parents should just be limiting the kids' access to explicit things. Like the fucking ancient fucking like radio laws where like they can't curse and stuff. It's so stupid. Cause like it's like, okay, like fucking just don't have the kids fucking listening to, like why do we have to pander to it being a child world, like, and looping all women into needing protection? Yeah, and I'm sure this gets brought up more in this about how they claim, this is what's so annoying, is they claim to be a feminist group. Meanwhile, they like shame sex workers and like women who are just like literally expressing their freedoms of their own choices and how they can live and stuff. Even right down to the first line here in the history section. Founded in 2009 by Melinda Tankard Rice, a pro-life feminist and anti-pornography activist. Pro-life feminist is itself a fucking oxymoron. Like, you're a feminist who's trying to remove women's freedom of choice and their rights to their own body. Like this shouldn't even be like a fucking term that we acknowledge as a real thing. Like, come on. Anti-pornography activist, God fucking forbid. Its foundation was in response to growing concern about the sexualization of children. I brought that up. Great intent, horrible execution. The intent is irrelevant when they just completely overstretch their hand and affect things that are completely unrelated and aren't harming anybody. Has been described as anti-porn lobbying group by The Guardian, Le Monde, and other news outlets, as well as specialized in gaming and LGBTQ plus media. Those are some interesting focuses. Collective Shout is only anti-porn in the sense that we recognize mainstream porn overwhelmingly depicts men's violence and abuse of women. Okay. Sure, valid concern, except it's literally a depiction. It's like, I don't know how to tell you this. It's not real in like films and stuff and games. She says they're not looking to ban any instances of explicit or adult content. Violence and dehumanization of women should not be acceptable outcomes of free speech. So they're trying to limit free speech. Also, this is like a hallucination. Now, see, the problem is that free speech has caused violence. Like, that's a fucking stretch. Like, there's other, like, there's more to it than that. It's like, oh, like violence against women, up to the murder of women being a concern about like the subject of explicit content, films, stuff like that. Like, that's not like an activator for people. It's not like people didn't watch a fucking movie and be like, I have to murder a woman. They said the film glorified it. I must. They got something here about fucking 50 Shades campaigns. They protested 7 networks broadcasting of the lingerie football league, rating it as sexist and demeaning to all women. It is not a sport. Its purpose is to objectify women. Not even considering the fucking people taking part in the fucking lingerie football league have complete rights to do or not do things like that with their own fucking bodies. So like they're not fucking allowed, like, oh, they shouldn't be allowed to do lingerie football if they want to and have complete rights to do so. This is up there thinking D&D is going to make kids evil. A little satanic panic. In 2017, Rice wrote in ABC's Religion and Ethics column, to criticize. Stop giving this person fucking room to speak. How about that? Criticized the adult erotica series 50 Shades. Collective Shout stated, "This is not entertainment. This is not sexy. This results in serious harm to women and in the worst case scenario, murder." Okay, there it is. This romantic novel is the direct source of the cause for murder. You're absolutely fucking hallucinating what reality is. People read 50 Shades and they abused and murdered women directly because they read the fucking book, right? That's what you're saying? The group protested application of Geraldton Hotel to employ skimpy barmaids, according to the Guardian. Roper said the treatment of women as sexual entertainment was linked to violence against women. Okay, what's the fucking link? It's fucking so so the women aren't allowed to do that. They're not allowed to be a skimpy barmaid if they want to. Like you're just removing women's rights as a proclaimed feminist group. Like never mind that the demo of 50 Shades was women. I don't know what that means. Rap music. Attempted to have Tyler the Creator's visa revoked and his shows canceled on the grounds of verbal abuse. One member of Collective Shout reported Tyler the Creator to the police on grounds of verbal abuse. Tyler stated he believed he had been barred from entering Australia, even as his touring company stated that while the government had raised issues with his visa application, they had not refused it, but the tour was canceled, probably because of Collective Shout. Unsuccessfully lobbied for Snoop Dogg's visa to be revoked. His lyrics glorify violence against women, which puts all women in danger. The association between those things is so fucking weak. Like I remember like taking like certain social focused classes in college because like you have to for whatever sociology and things about like sociology related to like literature and writing and modern media, stuff like that. And like a common theme in like the class where we were like reading people's writings about like modern issues and stuff and like what caused what was like is the problem that the Snoop Dogg songs exist, or is there just a need for like society's overall opinion of certain topics to adjust? Like is Snoop Dogg's song the problem, or is it just like a symptom of like an overall like disrespect towards women in our world? Like video games called for the banning, delisting games that are violent, sexist, exploitative, abusive. Protested Grand Theft Auto 5, video game that encourages players to brutally murder women for entertainment. You could murder anyone that's just walking down the street in that game, and it doesn't cause people to be violent. It's literally virtual. It's a simulation. It's not real. It's just not related to real life in that way. Besides, GTA is like a fucking like social commentary in a lot of ways. The game was banned from Target and Kmart in Australia, for which the group claimed responsibility. Banned the sale of Detroit Become Human Australia, a game which they said contained themes of child abuse and violence against women. But it's a fucking story, dumbass. It's a fucking depiction for the purpose of entertainment. It's not real. How do they not understand that it's not real? It's a fucking story. My God. Wild thought, what if we focus on actual harm being done and stopping that? Yeah. They're trying to stop fucking theoretical virtual harm to women. And it's like it's gotta just be like this is just a guise for just like taking away women's rights and just like promoting like overly just like their fucking conservative Christian values and shit like that. So stupid. There's a difference between the fucking like there's nothing wrong with like someone who want like the growing popularity of like the trad wife aesthetic. There's nothing wrong with liking that, enjoying dressing in that way. The problem comes from shaming people who don't abide by that, which is obviously something widely known to like various religions and stuff like that, which is not it's crazy because like oh, everyone should be like a trad wife, and if you're not, then like you're harming the image of women or whatever, and then they see like a woman in like more traditional like Muslim garb and like have like their hair covered and stuff like that, and they like hate that and like talk shit about that because they only want like the trad wife aesthetic, and it's like they're going against their own fucking ideals there. They just want everything to be like the way they want it. It's like how they trying to ban books in schools but no gun control. Yeah. Like we just need to start like any like local politician that's like, or whatever state politician, anything that's like openly like against any kind of gun control. We just need to start like promoting them as the like pro school shooter candidate or something, because that's what it is. Yeah. So they banned all these. The reason why this is all coming up is because they had a bunch of games banned from Steam and itch.io. By pressuring the payment processors, who really should absolutely have no fucking say in what gets allowed on those platforms. They have things in place on Steam and whatever to like, you know, get rid of things that are literally illegal. The fucking payment processor should not be in charge of like the content that gets put up on like these massive gaming commerce sites. Lobbied payment processors after receiving no reply to 3,000 emails sent to Steam's parent company, Valve. Company was co-signed by other groups and individuals, including those in the U.S.-based National Center on Sexual Exploitation. The American-based National Center on Sexual Exploitation, really focusing their efforts on fucking virtual depictions of harm. Wow, great fucking job, guys. You did it. The National Center of Sexual Exploitation, just focusing mainly on like virtual theoretical harm and depictions of it. You fucking won, guys. Incredible. You've prevented virtual harm. What about actual exploitation? God damn. Yeah, itch.io like had a whole thing, like they like delisted like every adult game or something for a little bit while they like got the stuff figured out. God, what are the payment processors demanding credit card companies and PayPal block payments? So fucking stupid. We could like stop giving these organizations room to speak anywhere. Organizations saying they received misogynistic abuse and threats online as a result. Oh my, I can't believe people were mean to you on the internet. Your cause is justified now. Yep. Oh, you can fucking continue your censorship campaign now. I didn't realize people were mean to you on the internet. Several non-pornographic games were affected by itch.io's removals, including Last Call, an award-winning autobiographical game which explores domestic abuse and recovery through poems featuring no explicit images. Oh, wow. A game that was seemingly like a depiction and like literal lesson on like domestic abuse. You fucking got it, guys. Great job. Okay. And then because it's in the same vein of a thought here and current problem with modern society, YouTube recently pushing these protections to people who are underage, which just ends up being absolute breach of privacy and censorship in the most annoying way by including fucking AI in it. At the root of it is people wanting control of others that they don't have a right to. Yeah, it's just trying to censor people and take away rights because of your fucking conservative ideals and religious extremism. Probably don't want YouTube to have my full name data. Yeah, you shouldn't. There's no fucking reason for it. Let's get into it. This is their official blog post, so I wanted to pull it from here just to hear like literally what they had to say instead of hearing from other people. We will use AI to interpret a variety of signals that help us to determine whether a user is over or under 18. These signals include the type of videos a user is searching for, the categories of videos they have watched, or the longevity of the account. When the system identifies a teen user, we'll automatically apply our age-appropriate experiences and protections, including disabling personalized advertising, turning on digital well-being tools, adding safeguards to recommendations, including limiting repetitive views of some kinds of content. Limiting repetitive views of some kinds of content. What the fuck even is that? What did this stem from? My kid watches the same fucking episode of fucking, what's the thing with the baby? What's that show? Just, my kid's watching the same episode of fucking Peppa Pig over and over again. Can you make them stop? Cocomelon. Yeah. Why is my kid watching the same episode of Cocomelon over and over again? Only once, please. The disabling personalized advertising is a thing that years ago YouTube got in like huge fucking trouble for, because you're not allowed to like collect data on minors based on like some semi-recent laws. And they just did like a horrible job of actually implementing that and just continued to collect data from minors. And then like they got in trouble for it, and then like cracked down way too hard. I mean, there's like YouTube Kids, that app, which is like literally for like content made for kids. And there's that whole thing on that. And they even like implemented, like, maybe not based on AI at that point, but like they did have a thing where like if they determined that your videos were made for children, even if you didn't say they were, they may like restrict your channel if they think that your content is made for kids, even if you said it's not. I don't know about Christianity, but in Islam it warns against religious extremism. It is not encouraged, and those who go there are going against the advice of the religion. It's funny because like literally if like from like the fucking Bible and the church teachings, there's like all this stuff about loving your neighbor, supporting the needy, giving to the needy, feeding the hungry. And that's just not at all actually thought about by like the fucking like super Christian conservatives. Like they never like fuck it like Jesus was a healer and a fucking giver and like a man of charity. And they just fucking don't want anyone to have anything now. Like I have to imagine Jesus would have probably wanted fucking universal health care. Like let's be fucking for real. Like I don't think Jesus would have said like, well, they gotta at least be like working and earn it, you know? Like I don't think he really saw it like that. At least not the way they describe him. I don't think Jesus would approve of ICE. Like when I was hyper religious, but we did charity boxes for Guatemala and stuff. But she also tried to marry me off starting when I was a teen. Oh my fucking God. Yeah, interesting values there. If the system okay, here we go. If the system incorrectly estimates a user to be under 18, they will have the option to verify that they are 18 or over, such as using a credit card or government ID. We will only allow users who have been inferred or verified as over 18 to view age-restricted content that may be inappropriate for younger users. So that is not an issue to me as someone who is like employed by YouTube in a sense. Like they have all my information already. Like that's I'm getting paid from them. I don't. There's not much they don't have from me at this point. So like, you know, I'm sure they already I probably already sent them like a picture of my ID at some point. Like it's nothing new. I don't think I'm at risk of this, but like a lot of people are going to be like, oh, you need me to submit my ID to keep watching the videos I watch on YouTube? No. I guess I'll just fucking like pirate it or something, or just find it somewhere else. Like they're just gonna log off, which sucks for me. Like I obviously I don't want my viewers to like be having to do shit like that. And like so the fucking AI determines it. AI's fucking wrong all the time. Like what would they deem to be like evidence that someone's underage? Like they watch too many fucking Minecraft videos? If I watch the fucking Creepers, oh man, video 3 times in a row, they could be like, gotcha. No adult would watch this too many times in a row, you fool. We got you now. I'm so sick of AI being implemented into things that like that I and people use on a daily basis, and like not even being fucking asked if we want it. Now when you Google something, the first thing that comes up is fucking Google AI, and there's not a thing like, oh, please don't give me the AI results. There's not even an option. They're just fucking doing it for you. Stop. Fucking stop. Oh my God. AI is such fucking poison, and the fucking shareholders for these businesses don't realize it. Like you say AI and everyone just goes, ugh, except for like insane capitalists and fascists and like fucking crypto bros and shit. As soon as you say AI, it's just people just get grossed out. It's not good. Like AI's generate stuff. It's like gross to look at. It feels weird when you like read something that's written by AI. It like feels weird and you can tell. It's so fucking annoying. And like we're reaching this point where like even just like AI itself is just like everything. There's so much AI being implemented into things that it's going to start like referencing itself for like information, and at that point it's like it's just the whole thing's poison. Like AI image generators are going to start sourcing AI images for like you know, like scanning things for like what they like what things are supposed to look like. It's just going to double up. I don't know if you've seen it. Like there's this claim that like AI is yellowing. I don't know if there's any truth to it, but like the concept kind of makes sense as like the type of thing that could happen. And it's like AI image generation's like doubling up on itself so frequently now, using AI generated images as sources to create further AI generated images that like they're starting to trend in a certain direction. And like I'm not gonna like pull up this particular instance because I don't even know if there's any like verifiable truth to it, but like people are like showing how like you like generate AI images now and like they're just getting more and more warm toned because like it's just like probably just like AI reading AI. And I don't know what what I see this causing, and it's probably, I guess it's a good thing in a sense, but there's definitely potential for it to have negative results, is we're going to see a counterculture of young people that are offliners. They're gonna get sick of this. The overreaching of rules and regulations, the AI poisoning all pools of like thought and content, and they're just not gonna bring their fucking smartphones around anymore. And just like just be offliners, and like that sounds good. It's like a good thing, but like especially for like younger generations, like there's certainly like some bad stuff in them suddenly losing access to like a world of information and data. However, it's like, can you even blame them when like the shit we're just getting like shit that's just like wrong and generated by AI? Google AI is so frequently wrong, it's insane. Like you could literally like if you Google like what's the phone number for my bank or something, like there's a decent chance that it'll just pull up like a scam phone number and tell you this is the number for your bank, and it's just like a fucking number that like pretends to be your bank, and they just want like you to give them your account information. Like that shit happens. Or like they'll give you just like the wrong address for something, or just like no on a yes or no question where the answer is yes, because like there's just some fucking like who knows where they're pulling it from, like some fucking contradictory Reddit page or something. The Google AI is so atrocious. Like stop fucking giving me that. You don't know what the answer is. Do you see a company that replaced it with AI and deleted all the files? No, I didn't. Old firm tried to get me to come out of retirement to help program their AI for trading. They weren't offering enough money for me to do it, so I passed. Yeah, if you go on Indeed, like almost every job is training AI. If you like, and you can like look up whatever job, if I'm looking for like a social media manager or whatever, it says like AI trainer - social media manager, and it's like I guess they want you to train AI on like how to manage social media. Like it's like, and you could do that for like any job. It's like customer service AI trainer, you know, sales AI trainer. It's like there's like it's just not gonna fucking work. Will, that's my daughter. She hates AI. Oh, she won't tolerate me sending her AI art of any kind. She's 14. Hey, Nikki. Yeah, you're sending AI art. And like I always say, like there is, as far as entertainment goes, like there is like, you see like the funny occasional Instagram reel where it's just like something ridiculous, like a really fat person flying through the air or something like that, or like whatever. Like there's a thing like bunnies jumping on a trampoline or something, and it was like AI generated, and like okay, you get a little like laugh out of it, and that's it. Like, but trying to implement that into like real things, like making like social media posts to like promote your business, or like actually create like, you know, trying to make like some kind of art, like film or whatever, or like even I see like so many like AI thumbnails on YouTube, and it's just an instant, it's just like an instant, just like gross rejection from me. Like you couldn't make a fucking thumbnail of just like, you like literally like you could just fucking throw some PNGs together off of Google Images and like not even delete the not transparent background and shit, and I'll understand what your videos could, you know, like you just like paste a couple of things together and I'll understand. But like you make it AI generated thumbnail and suddenly I'm like, I don't even know if like a person made this video or not. If you want to send me AR, kids are already done with it. You're absolutely right. Yeah, especially with like the art. Well, we got to stop calling it art. It's AI generated images and stuff. I'm at the point where I'm like, I have a pretty you know, liberal definition of like what would be considered art, especially like being in music. Like I would consider like music to be like sound and silence organized in time. Could be noise, you know, could be like environmental atmospheric noises that you just recorded on the street or something. And sure, I'd consider that like its own music. But like when you get AI involved, it's like there's not even intent. And I don't know how, if I can like, I can't consider that to actually be like art then, because like there isn't like a person who like had intent on it. It just like came up with some shit. I do photography only for hobby now because I feel like my art is dead. No, it's not true. The thing is with AI generated images that people are using for promotion or just for visual to look at, stuff like that, the AI generated ones, it's like it completely ruins the point of like visual art because they have no concept of like detail. Like the longer you look at an AI generated image, the more you realize like it just doesn't make sense. Like it's just like thrown together to like give you a basic glance at something. Like I'm just like sitting here, like here's like the fucking Donkey Kong Bonanza cover, and like I can look at it for a few seconds. I can be like, oh look, you can see like the little tufts of hair. I know you can't see it obviously, but I'm just saying like, oh, I can see little tufts of hair coming off of him, and they're like kind of illuminated because like light would be hitting it differently, and like little pieces of shrapnel from him like punching this thing. And like in AI, those would just be like smudges, you know, to give you like a general idea of like what it would be. The longer you look at like an AI image, the like less sense it makes, and it gets you like used to just not critically looking at things, which is so annoying because like even like with like a video, like, oh, there's this video of someone boxing a bear or something. It's like AI generated. And like, you can see like, it doesn't know like where, like an arm that's like behind the person out of view. Like it doesn't know like where that should be extending from, or like what fingers are showing. It just like morphs over time. And it just like changes their haircut because it like just is basing it off of a few previous frames in the generation. It's fucking lame. It's fucking lame. Anyway, I think that about wraps up my rant here about how bad things currently are with just like that was an AI rant that really wasn't exactly part of this. I was just annoyed because AI has been involved in this this censorship from YouTube, that, and a lot of people are taking it as like, oh, they're just doing this because they want your ID and it's whatever, taking your information and whatever. And like, I'm sure that's part of it. Like Google just wants to have all your information because it's monetarily valuable. But like, I don't know. To me, it's just like weird, like replacement for parenting that for some reason people want, where like, oh, the AI thinks that I'm under 18, so it's going to restrict my access to YouTube. And it just goes back to my main point of like, this is not a fucking kid's world. Like, it's like I don't have kids. If I did, I would probably just like restrict their access to certain things that I see that I would deem bad, and not let them like look at stuff that would be like explicit in certain kinds of ways. But like why do you have to limit like public access to things because of kids? Like it's just not a kid's world. Like, we don't have to pander to the idea of people having children. Like, they can just limit access. They can limit their kids' access to YouTube. That should be the end of the conversation. Like, there's YouTube Kids app. You can like go into there's parental controls on like the phone and iPad for like limiting their access to certain apps or limiting the amount of time they can spend on them. That is just the solution. We don't need AI to find people who are secretly under 18 or that it thinks are but isn't really. So it's the over 13 on YouTube anyway. Probably. I don't remember exactly, but it's definitely like 14 and up for Twitch. I think my streams specifically are like labeled as 18 plus though, because obviously I don't want any fucking kids in here. Because it's not intended for kids. And that's it. And you know what happens if you open up my stream just like on a random like new browser or something? Is a little warning comes up. It's like, hey, this is like 18 plus. And you go, okay. And that's it. Because they're just like, obviously, like, if you have access to that and you're under 18 and you lie to the thing, it's like, that's your parents' problem. Like, that's something they should be dealing with. My sis doesn't let her kids unsupervised online. It's funny because like back in the day, I would I had like decent access to the internet, and I always thought like, this doesn't seem like that bad if you like if you let your kids just kind of like onto the computer, use the internet from time to time. But that was like way before. And it's definitely a lot different now with like the access to like forums like Reddit and stuff, where it's like, I don't know, some of this information needs to be taken with a grain of salt and not just be viewable to young eyes without context. Anyway, that's it. That's my rant. We're not in the MAGA Victorian era, because it turns out that like the Victorian era actually had some like positive things going for it in terms of like workers' rights and stuff like that, and like reducing exploitation of children, which is just like clearly things that like fucking modern conservatives are trying to get rid of. So I don't know. It's just fascism. It's just leading into fascism. All right. I think that's my Discourse Friday rant. Should we jump into some Animal Crossing?